Hey y'all, welcome back. This is the second portion of the Europe trip voiceover. Thank y'all so much for hanging in with the voiceovers, giving me feedback. Thank y'all for keep and continuing to watch them because it actually builds my confidence to keep making these and creating these and talking even more shit than I talked the last time. All right. This is a limoncello spritz. If you are familiar with spritzes, and can I say spritzes? Is that a plural word? But if you're familiar with spritzes and limoncello, it is only in Italy, even though they make them worldwide. But that is where those two drinks come from. I did not know that they can combine those into one drink. And it was actually pretty fucking good. So I showed y'all the pizza. Every time I come to Italy, I get a nasty pizza. And it's not on purpose. Hopefully that was the only one. Usually their eggplant pizzas are pretty good. That one was not. It was not good, but I did get in some veggies. I think that one has some zucchini on it also. But the carbonara was absolutely delightful. And apparently carbonara is very famous in the Rome area. That was my first time having it. That was my first time ever having it, and it won't be my last time. So I left y'all on a cliffhanger the last video because I had to rent a car. If you're familiar with the podcast, I'm not a fan of renting cars. Not a fan at all, okay? However, I goofed up. Sometimes in this travel gang lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, you get a little cocky. You get a little arrogant. And I know what I'm doing. I'll be all right. And I will be all right. I will be all right. I have faith in God. And I have a good sense of my surroundings. However, sometimes I don't use my good sense with planning. I have become accustomed to traveling with other women that really enjoy planning. So when I do things by myself, sometimes I slip up on the planning. And my best piece of advice is if you're going in the outskirts of the bigger cities in Italy or anywhere in Europe, if you're going anywhere in the outskirts, make sure you have a ride to where you're going before you book your flights, okay? So the thing about it is, when you book flights in Europe, the flights are really cheap. They are like Spirit and Frontier, okay? Which is why we needed Spirit. But that's another topic for another day. Don't forget to ask me so that I can look at this view, y'all. Look at the view. Don't forget to remind me. I will explain it down the line. I don't have time in this voiceover, but we need budget airlines. That's the bottom line. Europe has them. However, they are just like them. You got to pay for your seat, pay for your bag, pay for the air that you breathe. Okay, you got to pay for everything. If you don't pay for those things, they will sit you anywhere, which I'm okay with. All right, I'm totally okay with that. As long as you know ahead of time, these things will work out in your favor, right? However, the flight times are not that great. And so I booked my flight first before I booked my train ticket to the Tuscany region, which is what you're viewing now. Absolutely beautiful. And because of that, I did not have a train ride back to Rome that would fit my flight time. Okay. And my flight was with, I believe it was with EasyJet. I have to double check. I'll put that information below. The budget airlines in Europe, the number one budget airlines are EasyJet and Ryanair. You have a few others like AJet. I mean, the flights are all like $40, $50. And that's if you book them last minute. You can get some $15, $20 flights. No kidding. If you plan ahead of time. So let's get into the trip. Yes, that is a cat on the bar. We are in Europe, people. We are in Europe. That is another cat. That is a calico cat. And if you were in my close friends on Instagram, you know that that made my heart tingle. I will give you a little insight. I had a calico cat come to my house daily to eat for the last 6 years. And now she is gone. She's been gone for about ever since Africa. When I came back from Africa in February of 2026, she was there for about a week and I haven't seen her since. So they say calico cats approaching you means that you're going to get some money soon. Also, that is a lavender plant, and apparently lavender keeps the mosquitoes away. So guess who is going to go buy some lavender seeds as soon as she gets back to America and plant them bitches? I cannot wait. If you're a fan of my podcast, you know that I do not like charcuterie boards. I don't get the point of just eating raw meat and cheese on some crackers. However, that was busted. I can't even hold you. That was the best charcuterie board I've ever experienced. This is a random German Shepherd that I met. I was drunk. I had to sit down and play with him. He enjoyed all of the pets. This wine tasting was unlike anything that I've ever experienced it. If you watched the Tracery and Tuscany podcast, I explained to you why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about this dinner in this hotel. I enjoyed the hospitality. And I think the reason why I enjoyed the charcuterie so much is because, look at me, lit. The reason why I enjoyed the charcuterie so much is because they explained to me every single meat, cheese. I didn't touch the cheese. I made a video of that particular combination because they explained that you have to put bread, the jelly, jam that she home makes there at the hotel, cheese, and the meat. And that's the best way to enjoy it. I finished the day watching Widow's Bay. Let me know if you watch Widow's Bay on Apple TV. But it is a scary TV show that is hilarious. Like, it's not meant to be hilarious, but it had me dying laughing that night. Let me know if you watch it in the comments and what you think. I did get some workouts in. I did not record this one. I recorded the next one for you guys because you got to still work out on vacation. I'm going to say this until I am blue in the face. I will die on this hill. Do not skip more than 3 days of working out, okay? Repeat after me. Do not skip more than 3 days of working out. When you are on your 3rd day and you have not worked out, you are in trouble. You better get up and work out either on that day or make sure you get in the workout or have the time to work out that very next day. So what is there to do in the Tuscany region? They have a lot of hot springs. I used to live in Utah, so I am very familiar with hot springs. Hot springs can be kind of nasty. Hot springs are not all created equal, okay? There are some in the Texarkana area of America that are just absolutely dirty and disgusting. And there are some in between Utah and Wyoming that are just beautiful like this one. And I had to ask the hotel owner, like, hey, I know what hot springs are, and I know that this is Italy, and everything is supposed to be beautiful. And she was like, there are some that aren't. Go to this one, or this one. She gave me a list. I drove to those, and they were all absolutely stunning. Easy to walk to, not a hard hike at all. Maybe like a couple hills, that's it. Also, don't ask for pepperoni. In Italy, you have to ask for salami. What I just showed you was pepperoni. It is actually peppers. This is spicy salami. And it was the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Not kidding. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. So like I said in the podcast, my son is here studying abroad. We actually had a planned pasta cooking class, which we didn't make because his learning situation, the group, they had a tour plan. And, you know, hey, man, you got to roll with the punches a lot of times with traveling. I saved 240 euros, so I wasn't mad at that. I had to figure out something else to do. I went to the thermal pool that they had there. They gave me a swim cap. They gave everyone a swim cap. I had to fit my locks in there. I think that's actually very sanitary. I love that idea. Look at me with another charcuterie board. That's how good it was. I ordered it again. The burger was not great the second time around, but it was absolutely amazing the first time around. But yeah, this pretty much sums up everything. I woke up. I did not finish the glass of wine that I had the night before. That's just how big of glass that they pour for you. And yeah, let me know how you enjoyed this voiceover. See y'all on the next portion of the trip.